Firth Park Academy, Sheffield. A new term, a new sport. As England rugby international Ben Foden takes on Year 7. Witness the passion. Feel the pain. In our school. Meet our new Year 7. It's the most important school year of their life so far. They're all starting here together.
That level of noise, absolutely disgusting.
This is seen better days.
You stink, sir.
CBBC have filled the entire place with cameras, so you'll get to watch Year 7 every step of the way.
Stop waving at me! Yeah!
Hello, I'm Mr. Jones. I'm a maths teacher here at our school, and every time that you're here, I'm going to be here too. Right now, I'm late for a lesson. Excuse me. Come on in.
Boom. Mic drop.
Starting Year 7 means getting to know a whole new bunch of teachers. Sometimes they'll be funny.
My first name is Gangster. It's not Gaynor, it's Gangster.
Sometimes they'll be kind.
That's my mission, to make everybody smile.
And sometimes they can be a bit scary.
Sit down on a chair now!
Sorry about that, but at least I got their attention. As for head of year Mr. Shabir, he can be funny, kind and scary all in the same lesson.
Come in, guys. Planners out, equipment out on desks. Come on in. Olivia, why does that bag look so heavy? Let me see how heavy it is.
He tries to have a joke with your book. Sometimes his jokes are not very funny.
Equipment. You got a pen and a pencil. That's not even sharpened. No ruler. Right, text message going home. Chuck your chair under. Don't be scared of the desk. Move forward. You leave the school in 2022. And the next time you want to come back to school, you'll have to book appointments. You have to go to reception and say, I bought this lovely gift for Mr. Shabir. Can you please drop it off for him? Because he's been brilliant. Yeah, right. He's not getting presents. The crucial skill is having that fine balance between having the firm and fair approach where students know where they stand. Where's your equipment, boy? Take it out. Where's your plan to open up this week?
He's strict, but in a good way.
How do you know your dog's like
That means knowing when not to push your luck.
Guys, when I talk, don't speak. Which part of that don't you understand? When I pick this phone up, don't start talking. Mr. Shabir speaking.
He don't let any kid mess around and go out, step out of line.
Stand outside you. I can spare 5 minutes. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Cheers. Bye. I'm sick of the small, low-level disruption. Giggling, talking, dabbing. I'm talking. It's a classroom. I feel students are very clear of when they shouldn't be messing. Shinaz, come back in here now. Try to say that without smiling. By the way, just another announcement, a very important one. As Christmas coming, I'm sure you're all planning on buying me lots of nice gifts and presents. No cheap aftershave. Bank details available. I accept cheques.
It's a bit early for Christmas lists, Mr. Shabir, but I suppose it's always good to plan ahead. Different teachers have different approaches to lessons. So what do you think makes a good teacher, Year 7?
A good teacher would be someone who is kind, caring, someone who listens to you.
This is my favourite year group so far. Like I tell people, I'm like your school mum, aren't I?
One at a time, please. Does anyone recognise this sauce?
It has to be entertaining. You don't want students to be sitting there like this. Yeah.
Miss, I'm bored.
You're bored because you're being boring, Ella.
I think that what makes a good teacher is that they're like a kid themselves.
Say what inspired you to be an art teacher?
Well, I liked working with young people.
I find young people extremely annoying.
That's because you are one, probably.
A teacher should be firm and strong because it's their classroom.
Now, if you don't want to learn, I accept that, but there's the door, use it. Don't waste my time.
I wouldn't be a teacher. I'd go home. I'd quit.
Oh, I can't stand kids. What's your three favourite teachers? Mine's Mrs. Shabir, Mrs. Shaw, and Miss... I forgot her name,
Miss Ahmed, she's very kind, helpful, and she sorts problems out.
It's a busy day today.
She's got the tricky task of keeping track of all 270 Year 7s.
If you have to come to see me, is it normally good or bad? Pleased to hear that, because I don't really want to be the wicked witch.
She can definitely be a bit scary, though.
What's your name? Finlay. Finlay, yeah. Very silly, aren't you? You've been very silly. You look like a bunch of animals running around.
I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of her.
You think it's funny?
Miss, I can't...
Do not talk!
If you be a bit naughty, she will be strict, but I like her, she's kind.
So, she's a bit like good cop and bad cop.
You do the crime, you have to do the time.
Especially when she's been our school's answer to the fashion police.
Reed, look at the state of you. Sort yourself out. I don't let anything drop, especially with uniform. I'm not happy with the fact that you think you can get away with pumps with glitter on that stand out. If I see you in them again, it'll be a detention, young lady.
Love 'em or hate 'em, wearing a uniform does make it easier to get out of the house in the morning.
Every day, before I get ready for school, I have to decide what I'm going to wear. As you can see, it's not an easy task, but I have got my walk-in wardrobe organised.
Organised? I'm surprised you can find anything in there. Look at it, it's rammed.
So on this side is all my jackets, skirts. In the middle, that's more casual stuff. And on here, I have all my shirts. As you can see, I have quite a selection of shoes. Today, I'm going to be wearing these red ones because my top is red and my skirt is black, so I do like to coordinate. If your feet are happy, then you're happy.
One Year 7 student who's definitely been keeping all the teachers on their toes since starting Year 7 is Ella.
No, you dare laugh one more time, I swear down.
Excuse me, Ella. Very loud.
I think other people think of me like mean sometimes because the way I say stuff.
Shut your mouth.
Ella's beginning to get a reputation for falling out with people.
You've said stuff and I've said stuff. That's not picking on, is it?
Ella?
If I picked on...
Ella! Sounds like you're picking on her now.
I'm not, sir.
The way you are talking, it is.
I'm not like horrible unless like someone's horrible to me.
Today, Ella's been involved in an incident with Michael and Fareed.
She kept leaning on my table. I told her to move, she said no, shut up. And then I moved my table back so she could leave me alone, and then she keeps coming back. So I get the ruler and did that to her finger.
Ella's gone to report what's happened to Miss Ahmed.
Okay, let's just unpick this. Right, so other students, the key ones, Michael and Fareed. I need your statement, all right? And I'll get those two in there to do it.
But it's also a chance for Miss to talk about Ella's own behaviour.
What I am concerned about is the way you're getting involved in a lot of the incidents, and you'll be in the same lessons. If he slapped you with a ruler, I'm definitely going to deal with that. But you admit that you're not very nice to people, don't you?
Just because I've had incidents before doesn't mean that it's going to happen again, does it?
You're getting worked up for nothing.
I don't care, miss.
Wipe your nose with that knot on your coat.
Now, I think I can have a temper sometimes. If someone says like something that I don't like to me, then I get very annoyed very fast.
This is the first time you've actually come to me with an issue, have you not? Every other time I've had to deal with you. Have I sanctioned you for what you've done? So why are you saying to me now that it's not going to be dealt with? Have you no faith in me? So why did you come to me? I will deal with things, but you really need to be mindful of what you're saying. How are you feeling now?
Better.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like you've calmed down now.
The next day, Miss Ahmed gathers everyone involved so she can get to the bottom of exactly what happened.
Mr. Shabir, I just need to take a couple of students out. Right, I need to take out Ella, Fareed, Michael, Janaea, JJ, Chloe and Nameen. I'm taking half of your class, sorry sir. I've got several statements from most of you was involved. You've all had time to think about it and reflect on it. Fareed.
So she kept leaning on my table. I pushed her hand out, telling her no, shut up. And then she kept leaning back more. I pulled my table back, then she gets her chair and moves back and does it again.
Right, so you was leaning on your chair, you was annoying them.
And then
right.
Fareed told me to stop, and then I did, and then I leant back again, and I didn't put my elbow near his workmate, I must have done it on an accident. And then Michael would tell him to hit me harder on my hand.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Right. Ella, you were saying about putting your hand on the table, right? I'm sorry, but you should not be doing that. We know what actually happened, right? People were disrespectful to each other, right? People used violence.
We're all good people, but sometimes we just make the wrong decisions.
Right, so did you make the right decision or wrong yesterday?
The wrong one.
Thank you for being so honest. Because at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. If somebody's been horrible to you and you're just as horrible to them, it won't make you a better person, it won't make you feel any better.
And there's two sides to every story. But for Fareed, this one doesn't have an happy ending.
Fareed will be in isolation for a day on Monday. If you hit somebody, it's a day in isolation, OK? You know what you did wrong, so I want to see some changed behaviours. Is that understood? Ella, some changed behaviours.
Okay.
Take that out of your mouth.
Settling into a new school and getting to know everyone can be pretty daunting. And not just for the students.
Goggles are all on, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Newly qualified teacher Mr. Shaw's already made a big impression in his first term at our school. And although secondary school can be a bit of a scrum,
You need to go to sin bin for that, do you understand? You push people.
that's nothing new for Mr. Shaw.
I played rugby since I was 6.
Let's do this. Here we go.
Nice ball. Good on.
What I love about rugby is, firstly, the team environment. I love being able to play on a Saturday with all my friends. I love that it suits a lot of different people. You've got different positions for small people and fast people, and then there's positions for those that are perhaps a little bit bigger or stronger.
And after like a really tough day at school, I find coming to rugby a real good stress reliever. It's nice to sort of get it off your chest.
Ben's actually a very, very skillful player, very quick and physical.
Thanks, Joe. That's really nice of you.
You're playing on Saturday, so I expect that now. Yeah, that picked you up.
Yeah, you've got to, yeah.
It is an adrenaline rush. I love the excitement on Saturday, sort of putting on the rugby shirt, playing for your mates, just doing your best. Crowd watching from the sidelines, I love it.
In Year 7, you get pretty used to hearing what your form tutor thinks about you.
Our form's punctuality was really good.
We need to be better at this. Let's not start this half term like that, OK?
But today, the school have agreed to try a new experiment called 360-degree feedback. Instead of being told what Mr. Shaw and Mr. Shabir think of them, these Year 7s get to quiz their form tutors and report on how they're doing for once.
So we want student feedback so we can improve, can't we? Because nobody's perfect. Mr. Shaw might think he's perfect, but would you say he's perfect?
Yeah.
Right, Morgan?
Yeah.
That was easy. So why is Mr. Shabir looking so worried?
I think Mr. Shabir's a little bit nervous.
Were you ever not in primary or nursery or anything like that?
Baby Shabia.
What do you think? Baby Shabia.
What kind of things did Mr. Shabir got into trouble for?
Talking.
Because I got a big gob. I loved school. But you're right, we were just like all young people, a little bit naughty, and I think I better stop there.
If you were to pick any position in school except for science, which would it be?
I'd like to be head of year, just because then I get to see more year 7s.
Is after Mr. Shabir's job.
Maybe that's why he's nervous.
Or I'd like to work in the canteen, because then I can eat all the food.
You're so greedy, sir.
Yeah, it's a bit greedy, but yeah, when no one's looking, just a little chip.
What's your favourite food?
My favourite food is sushi.
I don't like sushi.
So yeah, raw fish.
This is supposed to be a chance to ask the big questions about what really makes your teachers tick.
How do you get your hair like that? Yeah.
I brush it, and I put some wax in it.
It looks like you've just been dragged through the jungle backwards.
It does, doesn't it? But that's the look I go for.
Bit harsh. This is all getting rather personal.
Have you ever had no beard?
We've been together for a long time.
His beard.
It's a she.
Do you trim it, sir?
You smell so strong. It's like you're overloaded with perfume.
You stink, sir.
The beard takes a lot of upkeep. Shampoos, conditioners, oils, straighteners, blow dryers, but it's clearly worth it.
What's the best thing about being a teacher?
Working with people like you, if you make people feel happy and comfortable, then those feelings stay with those people for life. I don't get a pay rise if you get a good grade. I get satisfaction and happiness and contentment.
What's the worst thing about teaching?
When people don't listen or think like, or acting like they don't care. The teachers spend a lot of time planning the lessons, and then when the pupils don't listen, the teachers take it very personally. They think, no, they're not a good teacher.
Mr. Shabir reckons he knows exactly what you think of his lessons.
I have the power of reading your minds.
No.
How?
Do you want to see? I'll be able to prove it, aren't you? So if you guys want to answer my questions in your minds, don't say this out loud. 1 add 1. 2 add 2. 4 add 4. 8 add 8. Think of a vegetable. Say it out.
Carrot.
Whoa! How did he do that?
That was like, read my mind what I'm thinking right now.
You're thinking naughty things.
True. That is true.
Describe him in 3 words now, quickly.
Strict, nice, kind, motivated, caring.
That's too many.
Excellent. 10 out of 10.
That's 4.
100%. 10 out of 10.
You lot obviously need to pay more attention in my maths lessons.
Best teacher ever. He's a brilliant teacher. He knows everything.
So, Mr. Shabir and Mr. Shaw both get A stars from our students.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, miss.
So who do you love more?
No more questions now.
No, who do you love more, your beard or your wine?
Anyone got anything to add?
It was nice to know Mr. Shabir more because we only know him for computing and form tutor, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Sounds like Finley's fishing for an A star to me. One of the best parts of secondary school is trying new things.
Add your books in a pile, get yourself packed away.
After school, some of the Year 7 boys are going to Mr. Shaw's rugby club to try out his favourite sport.
I guess I was hoping that by introducing them to rugby, it might firstly show them a sport they've definitely not experienced before.
Get a beautiful time.
I thought it was just about tackling and pain. Exactly.
Months of planning, and the day before I just got really, really sick. I was absolutely gutted.
Luckily for the boys, Mr. Shabir's on the subs bench.
What do I know about rugby? Do I look like a rugby player?
That's better. Now you do. Looks more like a school disco than a rugby trip.
Oh yes, guys, we're here. About time, man. Finally. Yo, that looks sick. You've got stand and everything. Yeah. Lives up the road.
It was cool because like it was huge. It was like probably because a real one.
The size of Sheffield's ground isn't the only big surprise. Mr. Shaw's arranged a very special coach to train the boys.
Ben Foden plays for Northampton Saints in the Premiership. He's also played for England, a really good player. So I guess he would be one of my role models.
He has like legs for arms and arms for legs. It's like, he's massive.
He never skips arm or leg day.
His biceps were like the size of our heads combined, like, so like this.
Finley, ask your question.
What is your worst injury you've ever had?
One I had 2 seasons ago. I ruptured my ACL ligament.
Sounds painful. What exactly is an ACL?
Is that arm or leg? No, it's arm. I broke the kneecap thing, like a little stretchy thing. I don't know what you call it.
That's close enough. The anterior cruciate ligament is the bit that lets you move your knee backwards and forwards.
Asking Ben questions was incredible.
What's the most famous person you've met?
I'd probably say the Queen.
Oh my God!
I didn't know you could meet the Queen if you're just a rugby player. Yeah, you can.
What's the Queen like?
What do you think the Queen would be like?
Careful, people have been thrown in the tower for less than that.
Well, I'm not bothered. Why, man? Because the Queen, man. But I'm not bothered about Queen.
Now, anyone who's met Wayne knows there's one subject he definitely is bothered about.
What do you think's better, rugby or football?
Obviously, I'm biased. I'm very biased. Are you all football fans, or have we got a few rugby players? You know what? One piece of advice you should do as many sports as you can when you're young, because it develops you in all sorts of different areas.
You didn't say which one was better.
Oh, rugby's obviously better.
Okay, mate. Calm down, boys.
I know rugby's a contact sport, but the training hasn't even started yet.
Oh, I was filming.
Hang on, I think you two would be more suited for rugby, not football. You don't get none of that in football. You get a bit of that in rugby, though. You get a bit of that.
You should see Wayne and Fareed. Fareed like
He was only playing. He wasn't doing it to full on harm.
So, fellas, we ready to get out on the pitch and give rugby a go?
With Mr. Shaw ill, it's down to Mr. Shabir to give the boys that all-important pre-match pep talk.
Representing First Park Year 7, we show Ben how good we are. Resilience, hard work, dedication, good communication skills. On 3 First Park.
1, 2, 3,
Make it just with Michael. Come into space here.
Yeah, Mr. Beer's like our school manager. He was stood there with his army with a massive coat on, a hat, and a nice suit on.
Let's make sure we get on the floor. Let's get down and do it. That's what rugby's all about. Can we stand around looking at the ball? Good, that's good aggression. Good. Yeah, they seem really good for a bunch of guys that haven't played much rugby before. It's really good to see the kids getting the hang of rugby very quickly.
In fact, someone could be giving Mr. Shaw stiff competition for our school's star rugby player.
I thought you run slow, no offence, but you flipping pelt it, man.
Elijah were like Usain Bolt, we were on a mission. I'm very fast because I train.
I know she's absolutely loving this. He's made for rugby. He loves it.
But someone who definitely isn't loving rugby is Wayne.
Wayne was very hype on the trip. He was crazy. He was really want to win, like really want to win. He's like me.
Wanting to win's one thing, but taking a swing at someone is hardly fair play.
Keep your hands to yourself, please, young man. Like Michael, like he was doing something, and then like when he was like trying to get the ball, like he got all aggressive and defensive, like, oh, Wayne!
sometimes Wayne can get a bit carried away. So Mr. Shabir steps in before things get messy.
You need to get yourself into some space. No need to keep shouting because you're ranting around, pass it here, shouting, just barking instructions to everyone. Get yourself into position, calm yourself down, use a team member.
Pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. I wasn't calming down because no one gave me a chance, and what am I supposed to do when no one gives me a chance?
Yes, Wayne, you're on the ball, Wayne, plenty of time. Put it in, Wayne, pass it in.
Looks like a quiet word from the governor's done the trick.
Oh, I loved it, man. I was buzzing with the capital B.
Wayne scored his first point in rugby. He's happy, and hopefully this is the start for him to maybe take rugby up and never talk about football ever again. I don't think that's going to happen.
Playing rugby, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me because I'm never going to play rugby ever again.
It was a fantastic effort by everyone involved, OK? I think you could show a lot of ambition and a lot of future talent is on display here, OK?
All of us thought it was cool. Some people thought they might not like it, but in the end, we played as a team and everyone did.
Have I convinced you to go and join your local rugby team?
Yeah! No!
The boys have had a great time, but there's one person who's had to miss out on all the fun.
As we know, Mr. Shaw's not feeling too well, and this is a rugby club. So can a nice message for Mr. Shaw, please?
Get well soon, Mr. Shaw! You're the best in the school. You could be jumping in the pool.
It did make me feel a lot better. It was really nice with Ben Foden as well. Yeah, it really brightened up my day.
It shows how much care we care for him. I don't know if that was grammatically correct, but that's how I'm saying it.
Year 7 can be a bit daunting, but making new friends and meeting dedicated, inspirational teachers means you'll have a lot of fun too.
Oh, sorry, mine.
And you never know, you might even learn a few things.
And who do you think is better, Ben or Mr. Shaw?
Ben, because he is an England national flipping rugby player. And then
I think Mr. Shaw.
Next time, it's Fright Night at our school.
If you're a ghost, give us a sign.
Who's that?
Our best rugby faces are... I don't know why I do. I always do this eyebrow thing.
Like, when I was looking, I was like my gum I didn't even know how to do it.
You just put the imaginary gum shoot out and walk it like...